I'm Dan, and this is 10,000 Hours of Indie, a podcast exploring new music and delving deeper into what goes on in the background of the independent music industry. I'm a musician and passionate music lover, and I wanted to delve deeper into new music in the independent scene around the world. I also saw this as a chance to help artists connect and share their stories, so if there's someone you hear and you want to find out more about, every podcast has links in the show description. Get involved, help this community grow, follow on the 10,000 Hours of Indie socials, you can find all the links in the show description. And also feel free to email me about anything music related, 10,000indie@gmail.com. I'm open to any ideas and love listening to your promos. Froid are a Bristol-based art rock four-piece. Formed originally as a duo in 2019, they grew into their current form quickly and have played festivals including Arctangent and Strange Forms, had BBC radio airplay, and have released an album and EP and several singles too. They recently released news of their second album, Back Into the Womb, due for release in June, and the first single from it, The Exploiter of Art, is great. So I'm chatting with Ash and Toby from the band to find out more. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
Art rock is what you're branded as. I would say there's much more to the band than that. And what I've put in my notes is ... discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
I feel like that's kind of why we went with art rock, because we didn't really know what to do with ourselves, to be honest. I think it kind of left it a bit open-ended and just kind of like, there's a lot of genre blending and things like that. So it's kind of like, where do you live? Where do you belong? Who knows?
When I listen to your music, I hear more sort of heavy modern prog, or what I like to call new prog.
That sounds great. We'll take that.
Because you were reviewed in Prog magazine, weren't you, as well? Or had an interview with them.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was really, really fun. That was like a bit of a bucket list moment for me. Like, I grew up kind of reading Prog magazine and stuff like that, and going to prog gigs with my dad and all that kind of vibe. So that was very, very fun, that one.
Is that the reason you took up playing piano or keyboards?
No, I still don't really like playing piano, but the reason that I did it was because I wanted to write songs, and I didn't believe in myself enough to play the guitar, because I'd kind of idolized guitarists, and I was like, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. So I just plodded along and played the piano a bit, and it kind of made sense, really.
Your vocals, for me, have a real Kate Bush element to them at times. It's,
Nice.
It's sort of that floating dream world of Kate Bush sometimes. Has
Awesome.
anybody said that to you before?
Yes, I've had that before. I've had that one. I've had Bjork, and I've had Tori Amos. All three, I'm very, very happy to be in that in that little tripod. Yeah, amazing women, really.
So the next question is a little bit skewed now, because I've found out you're not all in Bristol, but the question was, you're based in Bristol, which has got a pretty amazing scene right now, and Arctangent, which you've also played. Is that sort of where you consider your hometown crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie and I we met in Bristol. We all met in Bristol. I went to uni in Bristol. We lived there until we couldn't afford to live there anymore, basically. So I think all of our kind of main friends are there, and the music community is there, so that's definitely where we would place ourselves, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just like you said, it's all the hub. It's always kind of felt like home in a way.
Yeah.
Just, I guess, musically wise, it's always just kind of matured in Bristol. I mean, I haven't matured, but the music, I guess, is all stemmed from Bristol. So I've got a lot of love for it, really.
Sang-froid, an English loan phrase from French, literally cold-blooded, connoting calmness in a situation of danger or panic. Is that where you got the name from? Because the literal translation of that is sans-froid.
We were Pave beforehand. When it was just Toby and I, we were Pave. And then we went through, I think we added Freddie, our old bassist, and Charlie on guitar just before COVID. I think we recorded that first EP, if my brain works. I think it was the December before COVID, so it was December 2019. And then we obviously just couldn't do anything. So we, went a little bit nuts during COVID, as everyone does. And I think we just went through a bit of a facelift, went through a bit of a change of vibes and stuff like that. So we were like, we need to change our name as well then, don't we, really? And then Freddie left, didn't he? And Ben joined, and we changed our name again because we were like, this is a pivotal moment. Let's change a letter in the name. It's not a very interesting story, to be honest.
Some of them are great stories, some of them aren't. You can't change it, can you? So let's talk about the release. So far, you've released the first single, The Exploiter of Art, from the upcoming album. Why was that chosen as the first thing fans would hear?
Probably our collective favourite song. Well, one of them. I don't know, to be fair. I think they're all our favourite songs, aren't they, really? But I think it's just got that energy that we wanted to show that we'd kind of... Our sound has changed. We've changed as people. We've changed together. It's got that vibrancy, I think, that the last album didn't have, and we just wanted to showcase that first and foremost, I think.
I think, anyway, it's coming from such a different space, different angle to the last one, which is kind of, like you said, that's what we wanted to kind of show, is like, this is a bit of a different thing. I think it's definitely one of my favourites, but now I say it, I love the whole album. It's all good, I think, but I should be saying that, but yeah.
Every band always says, when asked, what do you like the best, they always say the latest stuff, don't they?
Yeah. There's some tunes on the first album that are so close to, like, my heart anyway, that I think with What's That Sound, I wrote that when I was, like, 18, 19. So that's a very dear song to me. But yeah, this new album is... I think for all of us, we still get really, really excited when we listen to it, and that is all that matters. Like in my head, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It'd be great if other people enjoy it. That's amazing. But I think the thing that keeps everything ticking is that you enjoy what you're doing, and we do. So that's good.
So where does this song fit into the general scheme of the new album? Is it very similar to the others, or do you sort of cross lots of sounds off during the course of the album? What can we expect from it?
I think you can probably expect whiplash. They've all got similarities because we wrote them all, but I think that it's a bit of a journey. It does this a lot, and there's lots of different tones and vibes.
Toby's just smiling, so I'm guessing you haven't got anything to add.
Just agree with everything you say. I mean, I was thinking it's Exploitive Art is definitely one of the more ferocious tracks. It's pretty intense, but there are also intense bits in all the other tracks. It goes up and down. There's some other bits that are pretty crazy, I guess.
Back Into the Womb is a title that raises many questions. What's the story behind the album title?
There is a song on the album called Back Into the Womb. I don't know. I think I struggle with these questions just because I like to think that people can just decide how they feel when they listen to it. And that's like even though obviously you have to write words, really, you have to write them, but they're my words for me. Do you know what I mean? They're not, I don't know. I like the idea of other people kind of just figuring out their own narratives to the songs. But for me, for us, I think, Back Into the Womb is just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Can I just please get back into fetus position and just go slide back into that womb and just hibernate until everything ends and then come back fresh as a daisy, brand new newborn baby, Something like that.
With all the innocence and not knowing what's going on because it was easier that way.
Yeah, there's a real beauty to that. Just like, not really knowing all of the horrible things that actually happen in the world, and there are beautiful things as well. There are really beautiful things, but yeah, I think that's basically the consensus of that tune and the album.
I think this is quite a recurring theme in most of the bands I speak to is, you can't get away from the negativity at the moment and everybody's desperate to. So a lot of the songs are trying to be positive while the harsh realities are there to see.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really escape it, and I think it's important not to not escape it and to be aware of everything that's going on, really, because otherwise it's that's an issue in itself, isn't it? But yeah, I think the whole purpose of us working together and creating this music is so that we have an outlet for things that we might not be able to speak about, or we might not be able to communicate properly well enough for other people to understand about. So it's it's that kind of outlet, I think.
I haven't heard the album yet. Give us the themes of a couple of songs to give us an idea what you were thinking when you wrote this.
This album has been a bit more collaborative, and I've come up with a few more ideas and stuff. And speaking for myself, there's never really like a thing like, oh, this is going to be the theme for the track. I guess it kind of does at the end come into something, but at the same time, writing the music is the best part, and all of the stuff after, I don't really think there's a theme. It's just, I think it's just angry, to be honest. A lot of it is just like we were saying, angry at the state of things, I guess. So maybe that's the theme. It's just like, fuck this.
I think as well, like you said, you never ever set out to write a song with a theme in mind, but once the lyrics come into it, even then we have no idea really what the song's about until, like for me, until we're in the studio and you're hearing it back and you're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Like that's how we were collectively feeling in that moment. Or like, words mean so much to so many people, but I think for us, as the four of us, the sound and the feeling that we get when that, you know, the songs are made, I think that's the theme. Like it's like the feeling you get, I think. And it is predominantly angry, really.
There's some sorrow there. Got some quite solemn tracks, I think.
There's a couple of happy tunes as well, to be fair. Like the next single, I think, is pretty chuffed. Like it's pretty happy vibes.
Yeah, to be fair, it's quite chipper.
You said there you don't sometimes realise necessarily what the song's about until you've heard it back afterwards. Do you now have a different relationship with songs you wrote earlier in the band's time?
I think there was a few on the on the old album that I definitely knew what they were about when they were being written, because the writing process was wildly different, because they were written on the piano for vocals. A handful of them were. So it was a completely different dynamic with the first album. So yeah, maybe that kind of narrative is more so for this album. People change over the years. People start to feel different feelings when they hear things, and your senses change, and you know, so yes, I guess in short.
Are there any songs you've released that you now won't play because you cringe when you hear them?
Yeah, it's all me that says no, I'm not playing that again. Like the boys are like, I don't really mind. I like refuse to play Roadworks. I just hate it. I hate it so much. It's a great song, like there's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't. Yeah, it's not enjoyable anymore. I think as well, like if you're not getting like the joy out of it, then just stop playing it. It doesn't really matter, you know, if anyone else wants to hear it. Sadly.
How do you think the band has grown, and what have you learnt about yourselves since the debut album was released?
It's kind of nice that we've got a lot of love for each other as a band. It's so definite that like we do look out for each other. Not that I didn't know that before, but that's the first thing that springs to mind.
It helps that we're all just kind of like best mates, which is a really nice feeling. Obviously, we make music together and stuff, but we also just hang out, which is really nice. And that bond gets stronger every time we write a new song. Do you know what I mean? I hope that just continues to happen forever, really.
Onto your social media. You've got a video for the first single, The Exploiter of Art, on YouTube. Toby, you co-directed it. It's a bit weird, in a good way. Tell us a bit more about how you made it and stuff.
We had just a loose idea, really, I think, just to try, obviously do it on a low budget, just to show greed and stuff, really. So how do we make it? I just bought a load of cakes and like stuff from Tesco's, and some shots on the beach in Weston.
Beautiful beach.
A beautiful, beautiful beach. But this was a few months ago, and we didn't realise quite how cold it would be. And my outfit, I had a coat on, but yeah, and just a vest. And there's one shot where I'm like holding my hands out, and you can see my mouth moving, and I'm telling Laura, who did videography.
Yeah.
You can see me saying, "Come on." And she's just like, no, keep going. But yeah, I don't know how we did it. Just brainstormed some ideas and danced like a twat. But it was great fun. It was really good fun.
They're always really fun. Like the whole video processes that we do. Like Toby's got a really great visionary mind. So I think if you've got like an idea, you can just picture things that will look good. And I think the combination of you and Laura doing that together is just like, it's just, you're going to end up with something absolutely nuts and wild and awesome, really.
While searching for the band on YouTube, I also found a prog rock / metal band called Froid. Are you aware of them?
That is why we changed our name. That's why we changed the letter. So we were Froid for like a year, and then we changed it to Froid, which is so much easier for everybody, I think.
Further scrolling through your Instagram, I saw a lot of really cool gig posters and some really good designs. I particularly like the poster for the show you did with Nee in Nottingham. That's the Joker.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who did that one. That was a Marty show. So Marty, who runs Button Pusher, he's also in a band called A Totaso that played at that show. And he's a very, very good friend of ours. But yeah, he runs shows in Nottingham. So he's got someone that does the posters for that. But things like our tour posters and stuff, that's all Charlie, the guitarist in our band. He doesn't do it for a job. He doesn't he's just picked it up. He's just been like, oh, I'll just do it. Like, I kind of hate people like that you can just pick things up and just be really, really fucking good at them.
So on to live shows. There's some clips of the band at last year's Arctangent. Obviously, I've spoken to quite a few bands who have played Arctangent. And, especially being from Bristol, that must be a big thing for you guys.
Yeah, I've been to that festival every single year that it's been a festival. Before, I think we've all met and hung out with our closest friends there. I think it's kind of more than a festival, really. Like, even if on a year I don't necessarily like the lineup, I'm still going to go and have the best time ever, because it's like all of your friends are there that you see once a year. It's got such an amazing feeling being there, I think. So it's a proper privilege to kind of be asked to play again. Like, it's, pretty wild, really.
I remember the first time I went, I think it was the second year, I was quite young, and it was just a bit like, wow! It felt like my first proper festival, I think, going to, and then going like for like a few years and being like, oh, I really want to play this. And that was always the thing, like, and I've been playing the last 3 years, and it's just great. It kind of feels like a school disco it's like the end of the year. Even though it's in the middle of the year, it's like everyone's there and everyone's just having a good time.
So you've played 3 dates in March. How much of the new material did you play? Did you only play the new single?
Yeah. So we've been only playing the new singles for ages, and it's really annoying. I think there's a bit of a split. Ben, the bassist, he's going to die on this hill and just kind of be like, we're not playing the new songs until the album's out. And I think when the album comes out, we'll be so, so thankful that we haven't. But we're all just like, come on, let's go. We just want to play them.
So how did the new song go down live?
Really good. Yeah, everyone seems really into it, which is great, and it's so much fun to play. I mean, for Toby's does, that crazy John Bonham-esque fill at some point, and that's hard work, man, so fair play. But for everyone else, it's so much fun.
Sometimes it's fun, other times it's like, oh, why did we do this? I want to go out.
Are you ever apprehensive about playing new songs for the first time to an audience?
I think every time, I don't think it's even playing to an audience. I think it's making sure we're happy with what we've done. We're all fairly self-critical, and I think we all just want to make sure that we're playing as well as we humanly can at all times, really. So yeah, it's a bit scary to be thinking that we've got to play a bunch of new songs soon, but also really, really, really exciting.
So you've got some live dates coming up in Europe during June, a few festivals listed during the summer, and then the UK tour for the album isn't until September.
Yes.
Why is that?
We've got a very busy time coming up. I think so. We've got June. We've got the European stint. We all work as well, so it's trying to find the balance of working, paying our mortgages, and finding caretakers for our pets while we're away. Charlie and I are also getting married in July. So that's coming in the middle of that as well. So September's the freest time for all of us at the moment.
Continuing that theme, you're on the bill for 2000 Trees Festival, which I was talking about with Bi-Curious a couple of episodes ago. This year's lineup is freaking epic.
Yeah, it's a good one. To be completely and utterly honest with you, it's not really my bag musically. I've never even been to Trees. Like, I would say I'm much more an Arctangent kind of girl, but I'm very, very excited, and I feel very, again, just really excited to play. Like, really, really can't wait to play. And it's always sunny, apparently. I feel like I've just jinxed it now.
Probably, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, it looks like a really lovely, lovely experience. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
So if you could only do one, would you record or play live?
I would record. Yeah.
Record. If I said play live, if I make it to, 60 or 70, I think I'd be like, I should have said record, because you can just sit down. Playing live's great. I love playing live, but it can be taxing on the old everything. Whereas recording is it's a different beast. But I do love recording.
Yeah, I think we did it really well with this album as well. Like, we had a residential place in Oxford, Shaken Oak. It was just like in the middle of nowhere, and there was horses, and it was green, and there was birds, and it was just like, oh, this is like a breath of fresh air. And then just being able to really focus on making sure you're doing the absolute best you can possibly do is so satisfying when it comes out exactly how you want it to come out, really, which you don't have the opportunity to do live. It's a much more like, you've got this amount of time and you've just got to fucking do it. Whereas with recording, it's like, okay, that was fine, do it again. I mean, with your brother, with Benny G, who was the producer and mixer and everything, just everything, silent fifth member, he's just literally just like, do it again, amazing, do it again, and we're like, ah! But he gets the best possible sounds out of us. Like, it's, it's not like anyone I've ever met, really. So very, very cool.
The final question: what music are you listening to at the moment that people may not be aware of and should take some time to check out?
The new Peach album is absolutely amazing. Always plug those guys because they're phenomenal. I'm like almost like annoyed that I'm saying this, but that Angine de Portrine band, they're everywhere.
They are catchy as hell, aren't they?
Oh, catchy. I love the vibe. I think they're fucking nuts and I love it. Like, it's brilliant.
I think they're quite well known, but they're playing Arctangent, and I'm just obsessed with them, is Igor. I just fucking love it. It does something. Even though it's the most craziest music, it like soothes me somehow. I don't know how to explain it. I've been listening to that religiously for a while now.
For people wishing to find out more about Sans Froid, you can check out their website, which is a little bit weird, sansfroidcard with 2Rs.co. And they're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Bandcamp. The latest Sans Froid single, The Exploiter of Art, is streamable now on Bandcamp and all streaming platforms. And the upcoming album, Back Into the Womb, will be released on the 26th of June via Church Road Records, both physically and digitally. Ash and Toby, thank you for being on the podcast. It's been a pleasure to chat to you.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.